Hi there, so I'm going to stick with the theme of using the Franklin balls, which I know some of you won't have at home. You can still follow some of the exercises and just do them without the balls, but you will really feel a benefit from using them, and just you've got to feel it to believe it. So do try and get a pair of these balls if you can, and start to feel the benefits of them. They've got these little bubbles in them because it specifically massages out through some of the fascia in the body, and I think by using them well, it's amazing how it has an impact on your mood and your well-being and your breath. So I really rate them and recommend them. So we're going to do a little bit of a side series session with them, and a little bit of our shoulders. So before we start, I want to go into your shoulder blade a little bit, and we're going to use them here. I'll turn and face this way. So I want you to just roll the ball from your earlobe down the side of the neck to your shoulder, because we're going to just start to orientate ourselves to that shoulder. So just rolling the ball down the side, and we get to the point of the shoulder here and just circle there, providing some sensory feedback into there. And then if you roll it down the back, you should feel a bony point. So use the ball to feel where it feels maybe squishy here. And then as you roll down, you'll feel a hard point. So that's the spine of your scapula. And that spine of scapula goes from the corner of your shoulder to the inner border of the shoulder blade. And if you start to circle your shoulder, you might find that corner just bumping out into that ball. So you can feel that running along there. So just rub, once you've found it and orientated yourself to it, rub that spine with the ball. Nice. And then take the arm up, and you're going to find the corner of your armpit and just run down the side of your body here. And what I want you to find is the seam of the body on the axillary line is here. Come back a little bit and just run that ball there. And again, you may feel a squishy bit, and then you may also feel, you start to feel the corner of that scapula that's running like a wing down the side here. So you might just start to feel the hard part. And again, if you circle the shoulder with that ball under there, you'll feel the bone tap out into that ball. And then we will struggle in this position, but your inner border of your shoulder blade, so people have those winging scapulas, which I can't do, I don't think, is here. Okay, so you've got the inner border that's running up here. And we're going to place the ball in on that inner border, lying on our back, to get some massage through there. So with that in mind, just have a lie down through side lying onto your back. Have a towel or cushion under your head. And before we do anything, just notice the shoulder blades on the mat underneath you. Use the floor to give you a sense of where your body is. And you might now feel that spine of scapula almost resting on the mat underneath you. And if you take your arm up, sometimes we end up lifting the arm away, but if you let that shoulder drop back, you're going to feel it's that spine of scapula that comes into contact, and you can maybe wriggle your shoulders up and down and feel those shoulder blades just tap down on the mat. So we're going to take one arm and we're going to place one of the balls, and it could be a tennis ball, under the back of the triceps. Okay, so midway between your elbow and your armpit, and just let the arm rest there. And if you feel that's a little bit too far down and you can't kind of get a balance point, everybody's going to be a bit different. So find where you can balance your arm there, and it just frees this arm up. And all I want you to do now is just let the forearm roll forward, and then let the forearm roll back. So you're just letting it roll forward, and we're not trying to do this quickly, but with control, just exploring, rolling forward and rolling back. And just notice what's happening into that shoulder complex. So as you bring the hand down, you might feel a sense of the whole shoulder rolling forward. That's cool, just let it do what it needs to do. And then you might feel a sense of the shoulder almost squeezing onto the shoulder blade. Nice, we're gonna do 2 more here. And last one. And then here, just let the arm come out wide. And now what you do is just almost try and roll the ball away from you. So you're just going to reach the fingertips and then bring them in. And you might want to just adjust the ball underneath you a little bit more. So just explore bringing the shoulder blade in and out. And we're going to add in a little spiral. So turn the thumb down and turn as you reach, and then as you bring the arm back, shoulder comes in. So we're going to reach and open, reach and turn the palm down or thumb down, palm up, bringing the shoulder in. Nice, last 2. And last one. Cool. Okay. Just place the ball between your knees out the way and just rest your arms down. And you may or might not notice any difference, but just does that shoulder feel different, lighter, heavier? Just see how you feel. So take the ball again, and this time we're just going to come onto the back of the shoulder. So almost like you're going to roll onto your side, so you actually lift the shoulder off the ground. Right by, you've got the corner of the armpit and then onto the back of the shoulder. Okay, so now this shoulder's lifted and my other shoulder is dropped down, so I'm on a little bit of a slope. And now we're just going to take the arm up and overhead. Going up and overhead. And here you're almost just trying to let that arm freely open up over the ball. Again with control, get a sense of this shoulder opening up. Opening and down. Last one here. And then place your hand just on your shoulder if you can, and we're going to circle the elbow in one direction, and you'll just again feel that shoulder blade now moving slightly, and then roll the elbow the other way. Nice. And then back to center. And now what we're going to do is actually roll onto the ball, and I'm going to walk down a little bit through my body. So we talked about that inner border of your shoulder blade, okay? And you're going to find that between your spine, so it's still over for me on my left hand shoulder, depends which shoulder you're on, but between my spine and the corner of my shoulder blade, and I can feel the hard part of my shoulder blade on there. And now I'm going to circle here. And I can just feel that ball sinking into those muscles as my shoulder blade has to work out a way of moving around it. Nice, one more here. And then I'm just going to lift my head and walk myself back, and that ball's going to roll a little bit further down that shoulder blade. And I can feel it just again massaging the muscles as well as just touching the corner of the shoulder blade. And you could just roll up a towel even and just bunch that up in there. Good. And now what we're going to do is turn onto our side and just roll the ball so it comes in under the armpit, but I'm almost side lying on it. And I'm going to just bend my knees there. My hand's going to come on my head anywhere that feels comfortable, and I'm going to let the elbow roll forward and then my elbow open up, just turning my body. And I've just let my feet be nice and soft and relaxed. Slight bend in my knees, so just whatever feels comfortable. And this may be too tender if you're very sore in under that shoulder, and you may go, I can't do that. Okay. But this is just providing a nice little pressure and roll across the fascia. And this is where the big lats muscle comes in under the armpit. You have connections with that fascia, with your abdominal fascia. So a really good place to just release out. And you might just want to adjust it up or down if you need to find that slightly more tender place for you. We're going to open up and pause. And then release down and push up. We're going to bring that head cushion over to the other side just so you can see me or see the screen. And we're going to repeat that series the other way. So we start with the arm about midway, or maybe not quite midway, but almost midway down the arm between the shoulder and the elbow. And we have a bend in the elbow so that you're creating like a wave. And then here you allow the arm to roll down and you allow the arm to roll back. So here we roll down and back. Good. Allowing the shoulder to just do what it needs to do and explore what range of movement you have here. And we'll do 3 more movements here. And that's really good for me because I've got a little bit of a sore shoulder on this side. And then adjust it as you need to let the arm come out long. And now what you're trying to do is roll the ball away from you, just reach the fingertips and then bring the ball in towards you. So roll and bring the ball in. And then we're going to add in a rotation. So I'm going to spiral and turn my thumb down as I reach. Turn it up as I bring it in. Down, reach. And make this your last 2. Last one. And back in. And then from here, just rest those arms down by the side of you. And we should have just done a check-in before we started work on the other arm, just to notice how one side of the body is comparing with the other. Notice the weight of your body. So I feel, for me, I've got more connection through my left hip. My left rib cage and spine is just deeper and more in contact, more conforming to the floor underneath me. And I sort of feel that my arm's a bit heavier now on this right side, but that I've still got some work to do through this right rib cage. So I'm going to roll onto my side slightly, bring the ball in so that I'm definitely on the ball. So there's not, that shoulder isn't on the floor, it's on the ball, just at the back of the armpit. And then we start by taking the arm over and exploring that sense of opening through the shoulder. And down, and opening, and down. And we'll do 3 more movements here. Just explore for you the sense of length. And last one. Back to center. Place your hand on your shoulder. And now you're going to circle. I'm just going to wriggle up a little bit because I can feel that I want it in just a touch different place. And then here, circle the elbow. Just letting the fingers rest on the shoulder. And then switch that direction. A little bit crunchy for me there. Cool, and release down. So then from here I'm going to bring it in and into my back. And I'm going to find and walk down a little bit so that it's on the corner of my shoulder blade between my right spine, so the right hand side of my spine, and my shoulder blades are on the muscles, but I can also feel the corner of the bony part of my shoulder blade. And then here we're going to circle round. And it might be a little bit more tender up near your neck, so you can come almost to the top of that shoulder blade and circle there. And then circle the other direction. Nice. And then I'm going to lift my head, walk myself slightly down my mat and find the ball somewhere in the mid-back, halfway down through the shoulder blade. And again, I'm going to circle here, letting my body just sink into that ball. And then circle the other way. Nice. Cool. And then from here, coming back to center, we're going to roll onto our side and just let the ball roll in under the armpit, but still at the side of the body, and let the head drop down. Let those knees just rest one on top of another, and the hand on your head. We let the elbow roll forward. Body just follows the movement, head rolls forward, and then we open up, letting the head and upper body just follow the movement of that elbow. And this is a little bit more sore for me, this side. So you can just start to make those comparisons. And just roll here at a speed that's comfortable for you. And then we'll make this your last one. Open, just pause at the top and breathe. And then from there, bring the hand down, take the ball out, and here just come back onto your back. And then arms by your side, and just take a moment to notice how the body is feeling. The contact of your shoulders on the floor, how the spine and rib cage feel, how the pelvis feels. Awesome. And now from here, take your head cushion out and place the ball in that knobbly hard part of your head, just so you can find a point that you're balanced on there, and just let the hands rest wherever's comfortable for you. And this is only a small ball, so just lift the chin slightly and then just let the chin soften. And as you soften the chin, doesn't have to be a big movement, let the back of the skull just sink a little bit deeper into that ball. Let you feel like the weight of the head's just heavy and balanced on the ball. So we're doing a tiny little lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. And this time, as you just soften the chin, back of the skull sinks, balance there, and then all you're going to do without any tension in the head and neck, very, very gently, staying as heavy. You're not forcing back, you're just allowing the head to stay heavy. Just see if you can roll a tiny bit side to side. And then you're just going to circle, imagining a pen nib on your nose. You're just circling up to the round on the ceiling, and then switch directions, circling the nose on the ceiling the other way, drawing a circle. Any tension, let it go. Back to rocking side to side. Back to center, lift and lower. And then take the ball out from under your head, place the head down on the floor. And again, I'm going to leave you here with that sense in the body, however it's feeling for you, to enjoy how your body might be feeling, how the breath is for you.